Important.
From North London lights to the Mersey rain, to sky blue nights when the champions reign. Three voices rise when the whistle blows. Same beautiful game, different colors we chose. Football is life. Win, lose, and argue all night. From the terrace to the mic, football is life.
Hey folks, welcome to our latest episode of Football is Life. We're back. Mike, I like the little, here we go. He's got his FIFA World Cup background. We are building up now. We're 1 day away from the opening game, which is a pretty underwhelming game. And we'll maybe start with that, Wazza. What do you think about the runners and riders for the World Cup? Are you excited? Do you think this is going to be a quality tournament, Wazza?
I think this is actually one of the... And this, like, I went to a baseball game when I was visiting New York, and I actually had a pretty good time. It's mainly people eating, and it's quite fun.
Really boring to watch. But
and so, like, I was excited for, like, the fanfare, the entertainment, and everything that this World Cup would bring. But two things have just completely killed my enthusiasm for it. And one is so many games are at 2 a.m. Why are so many games at 2 a.m? Stop it.
Hot, mate. It's hot. It's hot as balls, Mike, right?
Yes. Yeah. The weather is going to play a factor in this tournament. People are going to pass out of heat exhaustion. Get well, Christian Eriksen.
Yes. Yeah, it's gonna be rough, but they also do this tournament in like Brazil, right? Like they've done it in other countries where it's just as ridiculously hot and humid.
No, the second thing is they just changed the dates.
Yeah, that too. And the other thing is the amount of shite like in this tournament is sensational. I've just been clipping up some teams for a sweepstakes that I'm organizing, and some of the teams I didn't think could ever make it to a World Cup, but here we are. Like Cape Verde, Iraq, Curacao, like
England.
England.
Coming home.
Come on. Let Scotland in. But like this is the thing. It's going to be one of those things where it's like, okay, wake me up after the group stages is done. And, you know, like, I want to be excited about the group stages. I want to, like, the thing that I love the most about the World Cup is turning a game on and going, oh, I'm going to find an absolute screamer or a worldie of a game because it's going to be some level of underdog versus Goliath. But this is like, it's not even underdog. It's like sort of bottom feeding, like Krill almost, like versus Goliath. It's awful.
What are you complaining about? You got a great opening slate. You got Mexico against the mighty South Africa, followed by the mighty South Korea against the Czech Republic. Then you got Canada playing Bosnia and the USA playing Paraguay. I mean, yeah, that's pretty bottom.
Wall to wall. It's banger central. Yeah,
not great. Yeah, but they have opened it up. There's lots of teams there. Yeah, I think there's going to be some groups will come to this are easier than others, which is always a factor. We'll talk about bets and who we think is gonna be the the people to look out for. But let's start with the obvious one, right? Let's start with the obvious one. There's, you know, I believe, I've not checked, I need to check it now, but I think France are usually probably installed, rightly so, as favourites.
I think Spain is actually, it depends on who you look at. It's like 1 or 2%, but it's Spain and France. Yeah.
Spain and France closely followed by teams. Then you got kind of England coming just after that, right? Which is interesting. But who do we... Like, who are you backing? And again, you don't have to pick one of the favorites. Like, who are you backing? Like, if right now you got to go, right, we can look back at this end of the World Cup. Like, who are you picking to win this based upon everything you know right now in terms of the schedule, the groups, the squad, health, all that stuff? Current form. Mike, who you like?
There's no hot take here. I think Spain wins.
Wow. Okay. Well, convince me. I don't think they'll win, but convince me.
Now that they've put the best goalie in the world in as their starting keeper, that makes a difference.
Have they done that? Have they done that yet?
Everything I've read said that he's taken it, but maybe I'm wrong. Could be. It's happened before once, I think. Mm-hmm. I just think that they're a better team. Then I posted something about this yesterday on our Instagram feed. So like and follow, gang. But just that I think France is a dysfunctional bunch of individuals, not unlike England, that I don't know if they'll be able to get it done. So I think Spain makes it happen.
Wazza, wait a minute, he's going to come in with some wild take. Wait, do you hear this?
Yeah,
I don't think it's France's first thing.
Say Ivory Coast. Go on, do it.
If only. No, I'm going for Germany. I'm going for Germany. Just because Nagelsmann's had another tournament under his belt, like you tend to see the experience of certain managers kind of come out in these tournaments more than anything. Like look at Deschamps, look at Bosco. Like you're gonna have managers who have actually been tenured more do pretty well here. I just don't have faith in, like, for example, France. I don't have faith that they're going to do okay because they're going to try and just pass it to Mbappe and Bismillah, and that's going to be fine. And the amount of funk around Mbappe before this tournament is going to be, we're going to see a repeat, and we love to see it as well because we do love to see it. A guy. So okay. I'm going for Germany. I think that Germany actually have a pretty decent chance here.
Okay. I hate that take, but that's fine. I can get behind. But anyway, surprisingly, I'm going to go. Look, if you're asking me like completely objectively, like taking like just into who the best team, like who are going to be, like I find it hard to see past France, but I'm not going to pick them. I am going to pick the team that I think, sometimes a team that gets slept on. You just go, people aren't really talking about them. And I think part of the factor is the climate, as you mentioned, Mike, is going to be a big factor, right? If you're playing at altitude in Mexico City, in the Azteca, which is, by the way, maybe one of the greatest stadiums on planet Earth, then yeah, I mean, if you're a team like England or you're like Germany or like, you're in trouble.
You're gonna melt.
You're in trouble. So I am going to pick a team that I think people forget, Argentina. Like Mike, for similar reasons, like I think they've got like they're a collective. Even though you look at Portugal, Ronaldo, like he's a problem, I think, for them. Messi's not a problem in the same way, and I think he'll be wrapped in cotton wool and used accordingly.
Yes.
And I just look and go, like, I think Julian Alvarez, like when I look through, they've just got like they're collectively good together. Romero is a different player for Argentina than he is for Spurs. Like he is like Emi Martinez, I would argue, is the same.
Yeah, everybody is a different player for their national team than they are for Spurs, but
yeah, well, that's true. Yeah. But some players like Beckham did it for England. There's players that elevate for their national team, I think, and I think they have a number of those players that elevate. And I think the fact that the climate, they'll be able to handle it better. I think they've obviously won it very recently, like the last of the holders. Yeah. And I just think people are sleeping on them because I don't know if you saw their qualifying campaign, but they absolutely scooshed it. Yeah. Their group, look at who's in Argentina's group right now, Wazza, right? And tell me how many they are going to scoosh that group. Read out the three teams that are in their group.
I'm just going to bring that up.
Algeria, Austria, and Jordan.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
So what I'm saying is, to me, there's a path there. Win the group. Again, look, sometimes it might get a tough draw. I just think they're a team that's been slept on. I don't understand how they're such long odds. I think that Spain definitely have, like, with the amount they've got a few, maybe they've got some. I understand why you pick them, right? And they are a collective unit. I just think Argentina maybe are defensively a bit better than Spain. But yeah, so I think that's my kind. I don't want to pick a super obvious team. I'm glad nobody picked the hot favorites. No, Spain's okay though. I don't think a lot of people don't fancy Spain for this one because Yamal's health is in question. There is some question marks there. I did think that Simon would start. I said they have to start Raya. I think if they don't, it will be madness. But let's see what happens. So that's my hot take.
Yeah. Why have absolutely none of us said Belgium? Because if you look at their World Cup group, I'd argue that Belgium has the easiest World Cup group out of anyone.
Okay, but can I give you some context in Belgium? Their window with their generation is gone. We talk about these windows for success. It's gone. They are not that team anymore. They're an average team. Yes, they'll get through the group. They should, but they're just like, they don't have anyone. De Bruyne is past his peak. Look at Lukaku. They had Hazard. They had that generation where they should have done something, and they fucked it. To be honest, but let's.
It's decent. It's not terrible. Like there's worse teams. Don't get me wrong. Worse teams.
A lot of worse teams, Wazza, because it's diluted. But let's talk about teams that we think are going to underperform. So what? Again, to me, like
England next.
I want it to be like a relatively hot take. So I can start us off on this one, and this is as usual. You're gonna laugh. Germany is my pick, actually.
I don't think they're going to underperform because I don't think that they have huge expectations on them.
Listen, they're quite well fancied, but hear me out on why. There is some reasoning behind this. I always look at like the path to get there, the qualifying campaigns is the kind of form guide, right? Germany struggled and toiled in a lot of those games. Like they weren't impressive and convincing. They have some special players. I look at like Florian Wirtz is a Liverpool fan. He's not had a particularly good season, right? So I don't think he's
another one though, national team wise, that
that shows up.
He's looked so much better playing for Germany than he did for Liverpool this year.
He has, but my point is, how many German players would you say right now in that squad? You go, they're banging form, right? You go,
Kai Havertz.
Not Kai Havertz. No, not Kai Havertz. He's had a pretty underwear, but you would say that North London. But you understand. So I think defensively I don't think they've got a lot of quality at the back at the moment. I don't think their centre midfield is particularly strong either. I just think, I think that they might struggle a little bit in this World Cup. That's my reasoning. I don't think they've got a lot of players that are in form. I think their qualifying campaign causes cause for concern. So I think they'll do more poorly than people think. What about you, Mike? Who do you think is going to underperform?
So I Wazza spoiled it with the joke, but I do think that England will underperform.
Really?
Yeah. And this is it. I find it ironic that again the token Yank is the one that has a soft spot for England, and you both hate the club. But
well, either not a club and B like,
the team, yes.
But B, what's to like?
I can't.
This just goes back to my
disagree.
This just goes back to my youth and the teams that I grew up following. My best friend growing up that got me into the sport was from Derby County, and so I supported England with him, and so it's just something that's happened from my youth.
You obviously picked better friends as you got older, but that's
cool. I did pick better friends. Shout out Gary Jackson, love you, buddy. But just So I just think that they are, they won't do well in the weather. They will struggle in the heat for sure. They are. I mean, I posted it this morning. I mean, Saka's still nursing injuries. Like the team's not healthy.
He's always been limping.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying these are all the reasons why I think that they're Jude Bellingham. None of us like Jude Bellingham. So.
No. Like Morgan Rogers should start ahead of him, and then he'll throw a hissy fit and it'll all fall apart.
Yeah. So I just think that there's a lot of personalities and a lot like Tuchel's got his hands full with this, and we talked about it a few weeks ago, like the starting 11 that didn't come with them, that America would bite your arm off to have as their entire starting 11. I just think that they'll underperform, but I still can't change that I have a soft spot for them. So,
so you do love and support teams that are basically unlikable, which is a common denominator.
It's a common thread. That's right. Arsenal and England. So
and Boston sports teams. You ask any American.
That's right. So it's part of my DNA. Yeah.
At least you're consistent, Mike. But is your reasoning for England? Is it because of Thomas Tuchel's unforgivable hair? Like it's unforgivably bad. Like
doesn't have any.
Well, you can't go there because Arteta has beautiful hair. So
Arteta's got Lego hair. He's also got terrible hair for a different reason. But just like. To me, Tuchel is like he got caught in that middle of like, dude, like you're so bald now, you just have to go. Like you just have to go.
Yeah.
You're way beyond that.
Yeah, not a Tuchel fan.
He's saying, okay. Wazza, who are you going for your underperformers?
So I've just been looking through all the teams, and you know who I really, really like the look of? I really like the look of the Netherlands, and they have actually a pretty. Huh?
I said,
oh yeah, because they have a good team. They are primed to underperform. Like you look at that squad, like there's going to be some absolute howlers from so many players in that team. Like there's no way that Virgil does a stupid thing. You're going to probably also get like Memphis Depay having a fit somewhere as well. Like Gravenberch, like there's just too many. There's a lot of Liverpool running through that team. Like I think that there's going to be a lot of mishaps happening around there as well. Like Gakpo, Gravenberch. I don't know. I feel like they've had it too smooth too recently. Like they've been doing consistently well. There's got to be some level of controversy. There's got to be some level of like national outcry against a certain player being played. I don't know. I think that when a team is in a good spot when they arrive at the World Cup, they always do badly.
Okay.
I want more turmoil.
Okay. I don't mind that.
I think you'll have plenty of that. I think you'll have plenty of turmoil.
Well, we will.
The thing is, I think it's less about, because the problem is the team can underperform, but it's always like your star player, like the star players. And I'm keen to hear from you guys, like which player do you think has the most hype around them that will underperform massively?
Oh, a player. Okay.
Boy, there's so many to choose
from. Let us come back to that.
Like every number 9.
Like part of that, we're going to come back to that one, but let's now go to. I want us to look to dark, like teams, like a dark horse. Ooh. So a team that you think you go, like people aren't talking about. You go, I think they, and again, this I'm not suggesting you go, but they're going to go surprisingly deep in the tournament, right? So again, it depends on the team you pick. Like, so for example, if you pick like, I don't know, like Haiti or Krakow, one of the worst teams, they're going to get out of the group. You might think they're going to overperform, right? That would be, but just who do you think is going to be a bit of a surprise package that nobody's really taught? Who are people sleeping on in this World Cup? Do you want me to start?
I reckon Norway.
Okay,
dude, like get out of my head.
I just think that they have some really exceptional players, and when you bring just some exceptional players with people with a good team ethos in mind around them, like you build around those players and you make that core, and then you drive the team forward with that. Like they've got Haaland, they've got Odegaard, they've got who's that defender who's really quite good. Like they have a few very good players.
Did you just say Odegaard was good?
Huh?
Did you just say Odegaard was good? Like stamp that. We'll need it.
No. Because the thing is that he's playing in a team which is actually doing more aggressive football.
Fair.
Like when he's actually allowed to wander freely and enjoy his life, like he's actually pretty good then, right? So I don't know. I think they can do all right here.
So
they can do all right.
Vikings, just that Viking picture they posted. Wazza's like, I'm all in.
Yeah.
Well, and I do think though that if you look at the sequencing of their games, they have France last. And so you would certainly expect them to beat Iraq, Senegal. Like I think they're going to pick up some points, and just because of resting players and all that stuff from a France perspective, I don't think you're going to see their full 11. In that last match, there's going to be some time for rest, and Norway's going to. They could be sneaky win that group just because of the sequencing of the games.
They're not going to get out of the group.
Iraq's going to take them out.
They're crap. Okay, Mike, who do you think?
I mean,
do you want me to go? Give you some time.
Yeah, because I was going to say Norway. So now if I need to pick up another one,
I'm going to go. Surprise! Wazza, who? The Netherlands. And I already decided this before this call. Like, I think that there is another team. I do think that Senegal are another. That's why I don't think Norway get out of the group. I think Senegal will do well as well, even though they're a bit mental. But yeah, I think the Netherlands are a team that are. I know what you're saying, Was. I actually think the thing is they don't really have any massive superstars in that team. But I think that they are, in terms of their current form, the way that they're playing, I think they are going to maybe go deeper and surprise a few people. I'm not saying that they're going to win it, but I think that they will get into the quarter, semi-final. I expect them to go to that depth in this tournament and be a little bit of a surprise because not many people would fancy them to go that far. Mike, any more?
I mean, I'm just looking at some of
Ecuador's another one, by the way.
Yeah. So like Ecuador and Japan keep popping for
Turkey for me.
Yeah.
No, I think Ecuador, they've not been beaten in something like 18 months. They're unbeaten, but they're very defensive. It's draws, like they're low scoring. They've got some good players. So they get an honorable mention. Maybe are they your pick, Mike? Japan, I don't think are good enough.
No, they're not good enough.
Morocco, nobody's saying Morocco. I'm surprised.
Who even is it? Like, because the thing is, after like Morocco,
who even is Brazil, Scotland, and Haiti. So Morocco are a good team.
Who they actually got? Because all they had was Mazraoui. Okay, they've got Hakimi.
Yeah,
cool. Great. One person does not make a team.
They won the African Cup of Nations, and were controversially, but maybe they didn't win. But
the team stormed off the pitch.
But they got to the semi-finals last time.
Yeah.
So it's another team to look. If you're looking for some value in the market, there you go. Like teams like
Morocco,
don't
think it's an old team. Dear God, there are some old players in that team.
There are. Let's hope they're crap because Scotland are in their group. So I really do.
Scotland don't get out of the group.
Okay. What about the? So before we come to Wazza's question about underperforming player, what about top scorer? That's always a big betting market. Is who's going to be the golden boot? Obviously, hot favourites will be Kylian Mbappe, Harry Kane. Who do we like for that? I've got a couple of guys that I think are worth keeping an eye on. At number one, Julian Alvarez.
So who?
Julian Alvarez. Look, Argentina's group is so easy.
Yeah, and he's going to get a lot more time than Messi is for sure.
Yeah, but this is my advice to people on your golden boot market is if you look at all the World Cups, like Klose won it for Germany, they tend to score like 70 to 80% of their goals in the group stages, right? So you have to look at the group and you see if you've got like that game against Jordan, you're going, it's
going to be 6-0. Yeah.
Well, he could score individually. I'm not saying he will, but he could score. So he's the one that I picked from that. I think he plays every game. And I think he's their best striker. So I think that's one. And then the other one is another team that I think are sneaky good, is Colombia. So either their striker or Luis Diaz. I think Luis Diaz is like 40 or 50 to 1. He is a player in form, scored a lot of goals this season for Bayern Munich. I think he's one to have a little look at. So that's my 2 tips for top scorer.
Yeah, those are long shots. Looking at just some of the Vegas odds right now, I mean,
they are long shots, Mike. Do you know why? The other thing as well, factoring penalty takers. There are things to factor in too, right? Like Harry Kane takes the penalties, and Mbappe will take
right,
and they're probably going to go deep in the tournament. So obviously that does factor in. But who anyone else?
I mean, even Haaland is from looking at FanDuel is plus 1,400.
No, Haaland's long because again they don't fancy to go deep in the tournament. Yeah, but Haaland in those
group games for sure. Yeah,
CB scores 4 or 5 goals. That can be enough.
That could be enough. Yep, it could be.
But what do we think? So you're picking at Haaland as a bit of value. Anyone else you're seeing?
Just to not go with the top 2 common ones for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Was any spicy hot? Dominic Calvert-Lewin didn't get selected, mate. Just so you know, in case.
Morgan Gibbs-White, poor lad.
The problem that I have is that Harry Kane definitely has to be there, just because they're gonna Arsenal it all the way to the semi-finals, right? They're going to have every turgid 3-5-2, 1-0. Have your vanilla ice cream with your cup of warm water match that you could ever have, and it's going to be an awful sight. And they will get to the semi-finals by doing that. It's like Tuchel is just Southgate without the vest. Like it's going to be, they're going to get far just because they're going to do that, which means that Kane has to be there, which is a bit annoying. But if I was to go for a slightly spicier take, I would actually probably go with, and this is, you're going to love this, Victor Gyökeres. Just because he's not playing in that team. That's the thing. He's not playing in that
London for
like I think if we're going for ridiculous takes, if we're going for spicy takes, like I think that the Swedish national team is actually pretty decent and they can do some work.
What is wrong with you?
Well, he's coming.
Is Isak suddenly healed and perfect? Like what?
Ross, I don't know. I've just had this propaganda thrown at me throughout this entire season by every ounce of social media that Victor Gyökeres is the second coming of Christ.
I did not say that. In fact, I think categorically I said I never said he was.
I think Wazza been dropped in his head. Was it the group? They've got Netherlands, Japan, and Tunisia. They aren't getting out of that group. Like,
I think they can. I think the thing is, it's going to be out of like, Tunisia. Let's not even do that. Like, Tunisia is not.
You have to keep in mind, Ross, when you keep saying they won't get out of the group.
They'll get out of the group. Yeah.
Well, and a bunch of third places get out of the group because there's 900 teams in the tournament.
It's true. I can't believe you take. Listen, do you know what was? I love you for that because I do like you. Always come out with something that I just don't ever. I think you can't. I always try and guess what you're going to come out with, and I never get it right, which is what I love because you're like you always keep me on my toes. So I love that. I'm just looking at those odds then. So nobody picked Kai Havertz. You think Germany? Yeah, you think Germany will do well? You might want to think about him. So Alvarez is 25-1. Haaland, as you say, 15. So yeah, 15-1. Again, the odds is different. It works differently over here. Igor Thiago at 50-1. No. Nobody? Brazil?
I'm not here for that one. No,
I don't think I don't fancy it either. And in terms of the World Cup odds, Spain are favourites, Mike. So yeah, 5-1, just ahead of France and England, and Portugal at 9-1. I think that's generous. Argentina out at 11-1, the same odds as Brazil. That is ridiculous. And you've got Holland at 22-1, which I think is fantastic odds. And then who else? Ecuador 100-1, Norway 150-1. Wow. Senegal 150. I love some of those odds. That's
what's the US? 3,000-1?
Yeah. The US are USA 80-1. Ridiculous. They're never going to
absurd.
No. Why has no one said Darwin Núñez, by the way?
I saw that 70-1. Darwin's a better shout than Gyökeres. But let's go. Wazza, your question was who's going to underperform. I'm going to say Jude Bellingham, like just because I hate him and I think he's overrated. So yeah, I'm going to say Jude Bellingham is going to be in Morgan Rogers' shadow and is going to be a
and going to be whiny about it the whole time.
Yeah. A little bitch. He's going to be a little bitch.
Yeah. I like Kylian Mbappe for that. By the way, I think he's primed to botch it.
Well, look, they've got Doué, Dembele, Olise. They don't need him. Like, honestly, they don't need him so much. They're not as reliant. So I think that's a great shout. Get Olivier Giroud back in there, mate. He was much better.
Yes, that meaty French forehead.
Olivier. There's a player.
Man.
There's a player. Wazza, what about you? You asked the question. Do you have? I sense you've got somebody you think is going to be utterly crap.
I think it's going to be Bruno Fernandes.
Fernandes, no.
I think because he's had such a good season, padding every stat under the sun like a World Cup organizer in the US, Mexico, Canada World Cup. Like he's going to be padding. He's had a year of padding. I think he's going to catch up with him in this World Cup.
And also,
it's a team that is managed by Roberto Martinez.
Well, do you know what? Actually, do you know what Wazza you're saying is actually, as much as I was like, wow, I'm kind of going. The Cristiano Ronaldo factor does impact Bruno. You're the guy getting the ball all the time. Like Ronaldo demands some of that, so it does take away that focus. It'd be interesting to see.
So that dynamic with them has always been interesting.
It has, because like Fernandes should be the one that's the guy. Like Cristiano, just get in the box. Like he'll just put the ball like where you need it to be. But Ronaldo needs to be at the center a little bit of everything. Maybe with age, maybe he realizes he can't do that. But I like that. That's an interesting take. Okay, well let's switch focus now to look, there are 3 home nations: Canada, United States, and Mexico. Even though all playing like your friends, even though you're not. That's I don't know. Maybe we'll put some walls up and let's see. But in terms of the home nations, obviously, like you're a US fan, of course. You got Pochettino there. One of your favorite managers, I know. As I said, I was talking to that guy, my boy Marcus in Atlanta, and he is just like. He knows he's an Arsenal fan. But he knows his football. But he's just like, I've not met any USA football fan that's remotely optimistic about this world. So tell us, why are you so glass? Because you're always like, let's go USA. I
don't know if I'm a flag waving obnoxious.
No. But I mean, generally as a nation, right? You are a bit.
Sure.
Right? It feels like everyone's just like, we're crap. Like, what's happening?
We are.
What's going on?
It's just the squad is underwhelming, and the problem is the way we build our teams. That it's just not good, right? So we have this pay for play structure that is how we build our youth, and so the best players don't necessarily play because if you can't afford to play for a club, then you're not part of it. And so the squad's underwhelming. I think, guys like Christian Pulisic, who I like, is getting on in age. Like it's just, they're not good enough. They'll get out of the group because of the way the group is, but they will not do well after that.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at the squad. I know what you mean. I mean, there is, there's Aronson plays in the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Chris Richards, thankfully, is well and can play, because without him, we'd really be screwed. But
Timothy Weah, we're kind of starting to scrape the barrel. Anthony Robinson, I like him a lot.
Yeah,
he scored a screamer the other week. But yes, it's a bit under, like where's the real quality?
Yes,
yeah. But just a bunch of, as normal, just a bunch of athletes. That's all it is.
Yes. And we're used to the weather, right? So like from a fitness in obnoxious heat standpoint, we're used to that. So it is a bunch of athletes. Yes.
So out of the three, we're going to pick Mexico to do the best, right? Surely, just because of the altitude advantage. I think they've got a huge advantage in that, and they're playing games in that stadium, I believe. I think if they win their group, they stay there for like at least 2 more games,
which is crazy.
So that would be a huge advantage, right? Playing in that stadium, I think.
Yes.
I don't think they've been beaten there very many times. But yeah, not that they're a brilliant team. Okay, so I'll talk about Scotland and then Wazza, because you're a Republic of Ireland fan, right? So your team didn't make it.
They didn't make it, but I'll find a team to wax lyrical about.
You can, but that means you're going to support Scotland, because the other way around, we do the same thing. That's just how it works. And then obviously anyone that's playing England, which is normal. But yeah, so Scotland, I'll talk about it. Obviously, a big smash Bolivia. I mean, I'm optimistic because our squad is like as good as it's been. This has been a great time for you to be a Scotland fan. I don't like our manager. He's so negative and pragmatic that I just worry that against like Haiti, we've got to go out and just because as you said, Mike, see if we went and beat them like 3-4, 5-0, which we should be able to. You might already be, that might be enough. 3 points, third place, with a good goal difference. That could be enough.
Yep.
And then the Morocco-Brazil games, the good and the bad is I think Morocco are actually quite a good team. That's a tough game. But I think in terms of Brazil as a top seed, they're not that good. So they're not a France, a Spain, a team I go, oh, right. England, Argentina even. I actually think Brazil is like a game you go, that could be a tight game. So look, I'm always glass half full at the start of these things. So I'm backing Scotland to get out of the group. I hope Steve Clarke lets the handbrake off and just lets the attacking players play. He has taken young Finlay Curtis, who's a winger, which is good. Ben Doak's back, which is huge. We've obviously got McGinn, McTominay, Robbo. Che Adams looked good in that Bolivia game. I think Lawrence Shankland, the Heart striker, and he has to start every game. He is in as good shape as I've ever seen him, because he's always carried a bit of weight, but he is a goal scorer. He's a finisher. And that's a rare thing in the modern game and just, generally in football. So yeah, I think that the biggest concern for Scotland is probably defensively at centre half is where we're the weakest. And it's whether we can, cope with some of these attacking players. But look, I'm going to back us to qualify at the group. I actually think in the knockouts, we could be a bit of a team that's a banana skin for people, because we do have, talk about form players, Shankland's banging form. Young Finlay Curtis is playing with loads of confidence in the wing. We've got McTominay and McGinn. McGinn's been in phenomenal form. And obviously McTominay's still riding this. He's in the habit of scoring goals at Napoli. He's a main guy there. So look, we do have the quality to trouble teams. So let's see. It will take something. But yeah, I'm feeling optimistic about this one for Scotland. So yeah, let's hope the boys can get out of the group this time. And see, to be honest, at least just go out. Go out in our shield. Just let's just go for it, right? I just want it to go and have a proper go. But yeah, Wazza, who are you adopting as your team apart from Scotland, of course, who you're supporting?
I don't know. I can't focus on more than one team at one time. I'm going to have to focus on Scotland. But if I was to focus on another team, it'd be Norway, just because, you know what? I just like tall, angry people running up the pitch. Like that's just a fun sight to see. And they play very aggressive football. Like Haaland getting the most goals in qualifying kind of emphasizes that they're just here to play aggressive football and not sort of lie back and take it. But with regards to Scotland, honestly, I think the weakest link in that entire chain is Steve Clarke. Like no doubt about it. Like if you could manage to empower Scott McTominay, I genuinely think that you would absolutely fly. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that Andy Robertson is a bad captain to have, but you have an opportunity where you have a young guy that you could put the armband round, and then next World Cup could take them potentially a bit further with a better manager as well. But hopefully, they take the handbrake off McTominay and let him actually run up the pitch a bit more and be a bit more of like a like more not quite a number 10, more like a floating number 8 kind of thing. Just like have him run up a bit more and just, I don't know. I think he's going to be where you're going to get your sizzle from. Like you're with him and John McGinn, I think you'll get some pockets of brilliance, and that actually might see you through. Like, for example, remember Colombia with James Rodriguez? Like that team was largely shite, apart from James Rodriguez and a couple of other people. And James Rodriguez pulling out the old worldie is what really sort of got them further up, right?
I love that. Yeah, McTominay's built for big moments, it seems, right? He's one
yeah,
of those
exactly.
players.
And that's what I really, really hope to see. Like I know we spoke about the players who underperform, but like talking about players that I think will overperform / like, you know, become the highlight of the tournament from teams that aren't really expected to. Like I would definitely be putting McTominay up there. Like I want him to have an exceptional World Cup.
I'm going to tip if Shankland plays every game, I think Lawrence Shankland could put some goals up. I think he's just in that confident. He's playing with such confidence, but I'm just not convinced. I think Clark will start like Lyndon Dykes, who's just a big pile of shite against Brazil and that, or Morocco maybe. So yeah, that's more the concern for Shanks, because he should play every game. He's playing really well at the moment. But yeah, Dykes is just dreadful. But look, listen, London, prove me wrong. Like go and light up, do something. But we will see. Okay, any other points you want to hit? You want to talk about the rule changes a little bit? We touched on it before a little bit. I mean, it seems it's like they're going to try and speed the game up a little bit and try and stop some of the nonsense that goes on. I think we're a little bit concerned about some of them. It'll be interesting to see how hard they are, what a hard line they take in some of these time limits, right?
I actually, Ross, if I may, I'm curious to ask Mike a slightly more probably sensitive question here. Of like, I think.
Buckle up, Mike.
Like, I think there's obviously been a lot of news and a lot of media around the build up to this. Like, how much of a presence / concern do you think ICE will be at this tournament?
That's a great question. Because
we're already seeing Iran's coaching staff get blocked from coming into the country.
Well, and Scottish fans
got cancelled and stuff like
yeah. So, and one of the officials was not allowed to enter. So, which is not ICE, that's Border Patrol, right? So those are two different things. The noise around that, not noise, the news around that has subsided over the last month or so. It is not like, I mean, part of it's because I just can't watch the news anymore because it just makes me want to rip my hair out. But it's not as prevalent as it was 2 months ago. I think I don't know how much of a presence ICE will have. I do think that, I mean, we're seeing it in terms of ability to enter the country. I think you're going to see a lot of news around that. And just like for stupid, completely invalid reasons, other than Border Patrol is governed by. Anyway, moving on. We're not a political podcast. I won't go there.
No, we're not a political podcast. But I guess just from like a fan perspective, like I guess it'd be interesting to hear from like boots on the ground, being yourself. Like, how does it like? What is the build up like? What's the atmosphere like? For like foreign fans.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's certainly a hype, and like I said last week, I think there's excitement about the tournament being here for sure, but it doesn't feel as exciting as I remember it in '94.
Yeah, do you think, Mike, that's partly because? I mean, I think part if you.
I think part of it's just because we don't think the team's going to do well.
Yeah. So
because the hype around the Olympics for the men's U.S. hockey team
was
totally
huge.
different, right? Because and so you felt like they could win, and then they did. But I think part of it is, and this is just the way U.S. sports fans are. Like, if your team's not favorited, then there's a level of disinterest that pervades, and so
there's no belief, Mike, is there?
No,
there's no belief. No. So I think you're right.
I think that is playing a part, and bless them, Miller Beer and others are really trying to hype up this American team, but it's like, stop it. Pick a different horse. So
yeah, I think on the ICE stuff, I do think that my feeling was always on the ice piece that they're going to like. I think they're going to not say it, but I think they're going to relax that because they want people in spending money. They want to like. So I do, but I think that this border patrol thing has become the thing now. You're right, like that again. There's a guy on the radio, a Scottish guy, he's like spent 10 grand,
and he can't get in the country to
no
see
criminal record. I think because he's a musician or something. Like again, it's just the quirks of the rules that like that's a high risk thing because he might come in and not leave or try. I don't know why that is, but there's like some weird stuff that I'm hopeful that they just have a process to go. Sensible people can look at it and go, yeah. He's coming for the World Cup. Like he sent a picture of his tickets. Like
stop it.
Just stupid. Like it just feels unnecessary.
Yes.
But I don't expect us to hear a lot of stories. I feel like they want the fans to enjoy themselves. I mean, look, America's about making it easy to spend money. I think they'll do that. I think the fans will have a good time. And let's just hope. I think
there could be a fair few empty seats. I mean, just looking at the ticket price stuff and everything I'm reading, they came out and they were madness in terms of the price, and they're dropping, and literally tens of thousands of tickets have just flooded the system for resale, and they're not getting picked up.
No, because the booking fee is a booking fee, not $180. Somebody said,
depending on which site you're using, and then if you're selling it on StubHub or whatever, like it's the prices are absurd. Absolutely absurd.
Which is why I'm not there. I want to take my 2 boys, but it was like I've got to times it. See if it's just me, I might have done it, but times it by 3, it gets out of control.
You can buy a small house for so.
But I mean, I know that this hasn't necessarily been the most uplifting segment, just because it's worth addressing like some of these bits. Sure. But let's also like highlight, and this isn't me like the Qatar World Cup was actually very good. Like in terms of like a visual spectacle, it was very good. Like it was organized really well. There was like no problems like in terms of like loads of arrests or people.
The lead up was horrific, but the event was fine.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. Like the lead up was horrific, but the event was fine. So like I do have, and it was actually strangely enough similar with Russia. Like Russia had criminally low numbers of arrests, right? Like it was all actually done pretty well, and like it was televised brilliantly. I still remember that as being one of the best World Cups I've seen.
Yeah, like the Qatar World Cup was a good tournament. Like it was so in terms of the football, if you take everything else out, and there was a lot of noise. I think you're right, Wazza. Look, at the end of the day, when the games start, there is a dilution of quality. I do worry about that a little bit. I think let's see, because again, I was looking at my son going like, what games I'm going. There just wasn't that many compelling games. I go, that's that I'm really excited to watch. So now look, sometimes like the South Africa Mexico could be a 3-3 or 4-3. Like so, obviously I'm still going to tune in when it's on. Yeah. But look, I think the tournament should be good. I think across the 3. I think that the weather is going to be in certain locations is going to be such an important factor. But I think it's going to be. Look, let's hope it's a good tournament. Again, let's just hope there's lots of drama, twists and turns, surprises.
Goals. Goals. I mean, let's hope for goals after a season where football died. Let's hope for some revival. Like, let's hope for some goals galore. Like, I want to see like championship level keeping happen. Like where you watch a championship game because all the keepers are shite. Like, I want to watch those games, like where someone does a bicycle kick or a boner into the net.
Well, do you know what I want to see? Was players just using imagination? See every World Cup, Prabowski's flick. There was always somebody like did something like Blanco's crazy, like you got the ball between his legs and jumped through to it. Like just that's why like I'm a big Neymar fan, even though I know he's not. Like his attitude maybe is questionable, but he's just so fun to watch because he just tries things. You go, how do you even think about that? Like, I think I would love to see some of these phenomenally skillful and gifted players express themselves at the World Cup. I just think it's so fun to see. We used to have the clash of styles. Now it just feels like everyone plays the same way. So I do want to see a bit of that. And listen, sometimes on these big stages, it just things can ignite, and let's hope that happens and that it's a good tournament. And listen, we're going to see how the predictions work out. Let's see who's done their homework, whose instincts, whose spidey senses are right. So either Wazza, one of us are going to look really stupid. Like
probably me. I mean, I was like, I was refreshing myself on the Germany squad, and I was like, oh yeah, they did lose Muller. They lost just about every other decent player, I think. Oh, I mean, they have Goretzka. Great.
They've got Musiala. Musiala's the bright spot for them.
Musiala, not there. Like it's
God. But for example, like Voltemada and Wirtz have both had crap seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, the only thing saving Germany as a team right now is the Bayern Munich spine that they have.
Maybe,
so, like,
maybe. Okay, well, listen, we'll wrap it there, boys. Look, buzzing for the World Cup to start. We will be back next week. We'll then have a reaction to a lot of the round one of games to see what we'll start to be able to see some of these teams in action and probably give a lot more analysis and insight into who we think is who we think are maybe some of these predictions change quickly after that, but let's see. But enjoy the game tomorrow if you're staying up for it. Mike, it's easy for you. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it's what 2 a.m. What are you talking about?
Yeah. But yes,
although 11 p.m. is objectionable for an American. Like, what are we doing? Like, some of the stuff on the West Coast time is like the time slots are a little bit crazy.
Yeah, they are. But listen, let's hope I'm happy next week when we meet Scotland against Haiti. If we don't win that game, honestly we should just leave. Like, we have to win that. We have to win that game. But yeah, listen, good to chat to you, boys, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good.
So, folks.
From the terrace to the mic, football is life.